Greetings to you all, you bright, blessed beings there on that earth plane. We are so thrilled and joy-filled to be with you once again, for we are the Council of Light, and we come to you day and night, through and through, every day, over and under, throughout the days, the months, the weeks, the years, the decades, the centuries, and so on. We have different vehicles that we have come through in many iterations throughout all of your generations to speak to you. And in this particular lifetime and in this particular instance, we use this particular voice box of this particular woman to speak to you now today. This is a familiar experience for many of you, listening to Spirit, giving you counsel, giving you wisdom, giving you advice, giving you the quote-unquote secrets of the spiritual trade, if you will. And for others of you, this is a new experience to be had. Welcome, and please enjoy our wisdom as we share it freely and we give it to you often, without any dogma, without any creed, without any forcefulness. We are but one vehicle of resource for you as you inhabit that earth plane and you incarnate in those physical bodies and you have those earthly life experiences. And so today, it is nice that we are able to join you after pausing, because the woman whose voice box that we borrow to speak to you had her earth time with her family on her vacation. Yes, we are always with her. Yes, we always speak through her. Yes, we live inside her in some capacities. And yes, we are always streaming our thought forms through her mind like a ticker tape. But she formally brings us to you in this capacity, here and now, in this way. And so we paused speaking to all of you, although we chuckle as we say we did get to enjoy the view while on vacation. It was a glorious spot. Enough about that. Let us turn to our message that we want to share with you today. It is very simple. It is very easy to understand. We are light. We come from infinite source in the space-time continuum. We are love. We offer you this light. We offer you this infinite source in the space-time continuum, and we offer you this love. Thus, you are light. You are infinite source in the space-time continuum, and you are light. It's simple when you understand yourself at a molecular structural level. Your scientists have figured this out. Everything is created at all times and can never be destroyed. It just changes form, from the very grand to the tiny minuscule. It changes and moves and restructures itself over and over and over and over and can never be destroyed. That is you too. Your physicalness will stop being in existence at some point. Most of you will exacerbate at an elderly age and expire your physical bodies and retire back into soul form. Well, some of you will go back into soul form early. But we say you as the colloquial you of humans, not you in this room. We don't mean to alarm anyone sitting here listening to our words that you are going to expire early. We are not here to give individual divination to each of you. We say you as a colloquial human entity. So we return to our original thought. We are love. We give you love. You are love. We are light. We give you light. You are light. We are infinite source. We share infinite source with you. You are infinite source. It is a colloquial system. We want you to put a pin in today's message, and we want you to remember this. We want you to come back to listening to these words over and over and over again. We don't often counsel you in this way, but this message today is that for you as humans. On the days that you feel like there is too much sandpaper and it has been rubbing in your life continuously, perhaps work-related, perhaps personal life-related, perhaps relationship-related, perhaps pet-related, etc. And it feels insurmountable. It feels like you are in a low valley of despair or sadness or sorrow or discontentedness. We want you to come back to these words and remember that it is only temporary, that energetic low frequency, that energetic stagnation of vibrancy. For in your true soul essence, you are vibrant. You are joy-filled. You are operating at the highest forms of electromagnetic frequency and purity. And it is only because of the mind concentration and the ego thought forms that you become agitated with the world around you. Somebody doesn't say the right thing to you. Somebody has a different belief than you do. Somebody is unkind to you. There is a routine implemented in your workplace that does not harmonize with you, and you don't care for it, and yet you have to experience it every day. You know what we're talking about. When those experiences happen and you feel like you're in a quote-unquote funk and you can't get out of it, and it goes on for several days or a week or a couple of weeks, listen to this. Listen to our words. Listen to this message. You as original source are the most wonderful, glorious, positive, vibrational being that ever could have been dreamed up and imagined. And there is no boundary on any of your beingness. You are meant to be in all your grandeur, in all your glory, and in all your goodness. Pure light, pure frequency, pure vibration, pure loving kindness, vibrating at an expansive rate. That is you at your core. And it's nice to be reminded of that when you are low, when you are a mopey Eeyore. That is so funny. We see that many of you are joy-filled now in this space here today, and many of you listening to our words already have a sense of play, of buoyancy, of effervescence, of lightheartedness, of a fresh vitality. Because you do your work, you exercise, you eat nourishing foods, you participate in thoughtful thinking, you strive to put your best foot forward. You always look for the joys in life, however small. And yes, they can be small. The caterpillar with gorgeous colors that crosses your path, or the skylark that soars in figure eights above your head. There is wonderfulness at every turn. And when you are down, when you are low, when your frequency of vibration is at a muffled end of the scale, you can do things to participate in bringing it back up into its vibratory frequency of purity and joy and light. First and foremost, remember our words. Listen to what we have to say. We've come to you for 12 straight years through this voice box of this woman, and our database is vast. Re-listen. Absorb again. Also, you can do things like moving your bodies. Physically, moving your 3D touchable space starts to change the vibratory frequency of the energetic space that resides within. You begin to harmonize, balance. Your secretions and your pulsations begin to fluctuate and come into harmony together rather than be constricted and tight or bounce off each other, pulsating at different rates in different parts of your beingness. That is not harmony. And you can move with mindfulness, a brisk walk, a nice run, a yoga session, a stroll by the river. It doesn't matter what you do, just do it. The other thing that's very interesting for you to think about when you are feeling a lower vibrational frequency inside yourself is the quality of the items that you are ingesting to nourish your body, the things you are eating and the things you are drinking? Where were they prepared? Were they grown in organic matter? Were they cultivated by farmers with a loving touch? Were they factory produced? Were they cultivated in a system on land that is not harmonious with what should actually be growing on that land? Were they produced in a scientific laboratory to mimic natural sources, and so they are chemical additives and not actually organic materials that come directly from that earth? You see what we're saying? Be mindful about what you put into your body on a vibrational level that nourishes your body and keeps it sustained. The things that you eat and drink should be as purely vibrationally high vibe as possible, because that in turn helps to lift you up. So let us give you an example. If you are low on the frequency level of scale and you feel like you are in a funk, and you've been this way for several days, it would be very unwise of you to go to that place that is called the convenience store and get that food that is called the bag of chips that is produced in a factory and has lots of unhealthy ingredients in it with dyes and chemicals and additives and preservatives to ingest while you are in the funk, because it will continue to add layers to the funk energy, and it will continue to weigh you down. And so it is much more refreshing and pleasing to the body, as you are thinking about doing things to shift your vibrational frequency, to eat uplifting, nourishing, light, pure, true essence foods as much as possible. Your fruits and vegetables grown in organic matter, your foods prepared by farmers that have direct access to giving that food to you, versus putting it on a truck in one country and shipping it to the airport and then streaming it all the way across to another country, or putting it on a barge and having it travel through a canal all the way around the world until it reaches your superstore full of food. Think about where you source your items that you put in your bodies. Now, we give this example to you as one when you are feeling low on your vibratory frequency channel. But it is also a nice idea once you are vibrating in that frequency of high space, that frequency of nourishment and connectedness to source and positive connection, to want to continue to nourish that and maintain that. So it's nice to do an edit. What is the clothing that you are adorning your body with? Is it natural fabrics, sourced and grown and harvested and produced in ethical ways, and then made by people who have fair wages? Or is it mass produced in a factory, where in 6 months' time, that particular garment will get cast aside and the vibrational entire entity of how that was created is low vibe to begin with? Think about the things in your home. Think about the things in your environment. Start to do an edit of energy frequency. Look around you when you have time in a way that understands, this object makes me feel good. This object makes me feel weighed down. This object makes me feel neutral. Keep the good ones. You need space around you. There is this consumer understanding in your societies where you have so many things piled high behind all your closet doors and shoved into all your buffet drawers. Most of you don't need to live with that much stuff. It's clogging your energy frequency channels. Give it a rest. Clear it out. Let it go. When you live with your essentials, They are the basics. And your essentials and basics are of the purest vibration possible. You are aiding yourself in being the most high frequency person that you can be. And when you live in this space, nourished emotionally, nourished physically, nourished psychologically, with positivity, with appropriate sourced material, with a consciousness of clarity, you then become that beacon of light on the earth plane. And others want that for themselves just the same. And so they might start asking you, why is it that I feel so good when I'm around you? Or they might notice, I want to hang out with so-and-so much more. They're happy. Or they might say, wow, your wardrobe's looking sharp. I want to do that for myself too. Or they might notice that your food tastes extra yummy when they eat it. And they might become grateful that you have cooked it with love and kindness and joy. And they feel that. When you do these things for yourselves, and many of you do them together as we are in this collective group listening to this message, then you become a network of this vibrational frequency. And you become a string of connected lights on a dot cord frame across that earth plane. And then you begin to change the frequency of the planet. When more of you are residing in a harmony of light and joy and purity, effervescence, then your world becomes that. Yes, there is strife. Yes, there is sadness. Yes, there is hatred and hurtfulness. We are not here to discuss that. That is not what we come from. And if we were to bring that up into your awareness now, it would create that feeling vibrationally within your cells in your beings. And so we do not go there. We do not discuss that. That is other. We are a yin and yang experience. We are the light to the dark. The dark is needed. We have said this to you before. But we are the light, and we focus on the light. It is possible for you to always be connected to your divine source self. All you need to do is remember, I am divine. I have the right to be joyful. I have the right to live contentedly. I have the right to be happy in my presence with myself. And when I love myself and I am content with myself, I can love others and be content with them too. And then, what have you created? A content and joyful reality. And that reality becomes the reality of those around you because they pick up your frequency, and so on and so on and so on. It's quite simple. And yet, we see, as we look down into the fishbowl of that earth, watching all of you swimming around in that pea soup energy there, that even though it's quite simple to do, you get sidetracked as humans very, very easily. It's like you have this understanding right in front of your eyes and you hear a noise. Oh, what's that? And you get distracted by other things in your lives. We don't say these things to you out of judgment. There is no right and wrong. We just notice that it's very easy for humanity as a species to become stuck in the muck and the mire. Why do you think we've been coming to you all this time? To share our words of wisdom and grace and love and light? Because you need reminders. Humanity needs to touch the source of open consciousness, to remember that that's where it came from, and to remember that that's where it can return to, and to remember that that is where it can reside now in its physical form on that earth plane with the 3D things around it, in the space-time continuum that resides in all the dimensional elements up and down the ladder. You are wonderful human beings. You are worthy human beings. You are at your purest, most simple, basic element, energetic frequency of the finest quality. And we celebrate that about you. And it's nice to be here today to remind you. Thank you so much for taking this time to listen to our words. We don't offer them as demand, and we don't offer them as expectation that you follow to a T. We are about one source of many, 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 many sources in your lives. Some of you have faith practices. Some of you have spiritual practices. Some of you have other gurus or other source that you listen to. It's all good. Put us into your toolbox of wellness care for yourselves and include us in your resource list whenever you need a boost. We don't tell you to force you. We tell you because we share joyfully, freely, and we give you our time and our attention because we care about you. We want the earth to be a successful, energetic frequency, and we want the consciousnesses that are pinging around on that earth plane, i.e. humans, to be successful as well. What's in it for us? We come from source. Source is all that is. And so we have been tasked to support you and to guide you along your continuums of your evolutions as you grow and you learn and you open and you explore your capacities to be bandwidths for ever more. There's always more joy. There's always more light. There's always more love. There's always more abundance. There's always more peacefulness. Always. In this moment, right here and now, that is you. That is your purest essence and your basic truth. And doesn't it feel good in your frequency? Do you feel your cells tingling and vibrating in a harmonic way inside your beingness? Do you feel the light sensitivity, the vibrational quality of being uplifted with your frequency as you remember this about yourselves, as you listen to it externally coming back into you? Your scientists know all about this. They write the word love on a card and they put it on a plant and the plant thrives. They write a word with a negative connotation on a card and they put it on a plant and the plant dies. We don't talk to you about the negative. We always champion the positive because that is always your potential, to always be in that zone, in that track, in that lane, happy, successful, purpose-driven, authentically filled. That is you. That is you. And so now we will pause and take our leave. Until the next time we are to speak to you again, we thank you so much for being in this capacity with us, listening to our words as we share wisdom with you each month on a new theme. For we are the Council of Light, and we wrap you in a golden blanket of light to sustain you and nourish you and hold you ever so tight until the next time we are to be with you again. Goodbye for now. Namaste and adieu.